Okay, now it's time to talk about this. This is Tune In My Love. Here's all the song sheet that I use when I'm playing piano and stuff. I just like to do it this way. It's all on one sheet. Tells me what I got to do. It's got all the words on there. But today we're talking about the video, not the song. It's like my favorite song on the album. It has several things about it that make it my favorite. I think it's kind of a really moody song that captures the meaning of the words in the music as well, because it's really about feeling disconnected from the person that you love. And when sometimes you feel like that, or maybe all these good songs come out of heartache, but when you feel like that, you just want to reach out to them and convey what you're feeling, and then have them hear you, and then you hug and say I love you and stuff. But sometimes you don't get that right away, and you might end up going to bed and worried, and you have these dreams. And so that's something that happens to me, where I'll have these anxiety dreams about being disconnected, where I can't work my cell phone, where I look at it and I'm like trying to dial someone's number, but I can't see the numbers, or it's not working, the battery's dead, something like that. And it's just like absolute frustration. Sometimes I'm looking for them, I can't find them, so it's really just desperate. So what I wanted to do for Tune In My Love is I wanted to take one of the dreams, or a couple of the dreams I'd had, and create them in video form so that you could see them. So I'm going to go and just show you a couple things now. So this is the script for Tune In My Love. So you can see how I have a character here. So I'm kind of the main character in it, but because he doesn't always look like me, I'm just calling him Stan. So Stan is at a resort looking lost. He's wearing vacation clothes. So this is my rough prompt that I would give the image creator. But for this one, I also created a version of myself. So I'll go and show you that. Okay, so you can see I've created some characters here. And here's me, here's Stan. You can see that Stan has a couple of images that help the AI understand what I'm supposed to look like, or what Stan's supposed to look like. And for this video, I had to make one for Joam too, but I call him Joel in here. So I had to put some images in for him so I can have a nice consistent look for him in the video. And it does try to do it as best as it can, but of course it's terrible. In this folder here, I'm just showing you some of the files, like the files I had to create in order to build up that story, because there's the script, and the script has all these parts for intro, verse 1, verse 2. But even though it says verse 1, you can see it's 14 seconds long there. I might actually need 2 or 3 clips created to do that one. So you have to make multiple clips in order to have enough content to string together. And then an important thing to realize is that it's not very good at taking what's in your brain and actually making the image just as you want to see it. It's only as good as your prompt, so if you describe it well, and it's only as good as the character you created. And you can see, like on screen here for OpenArt, that I'm allowed to put in some reference images, up to 14 images, but I usually put 3 or 4. And those images, you can talk about those reference images to the AI and say, I want you, like in image 1, the shirt I'm wearing there, that's the shirt I'm going to wear in this image or clip you're going to make for me. So you have to be extremely specific, and then it will create some clips, and you hope for the best. I feel like every time it's like spinning a lottery reel and just hoping for the best. And then you have a number of credits. It says I have 675 credits. Well, every month I have 24,000, so just to get to this point in creating the video, I used up all those credits, and then I used them up the previous month, and I used them up the previous month. So it took a long time to create all the clips. So if I go back here to this folder, here's just some of them. These are the ones I didn't delete, and I delete a lot of them because there's no sense keeping them. So I just get rid of them. And so these are the ones that remained. But you can see, like, if you watch the video, you'll see that this is not in the video anymore, because I thought, oh, the guy doesn't look quite right, so that's not a good one. And there's different like alternative takes for various things that I may or may not do. So here's another one. This guy's running through the parking lot. So at the end of the video, you can see my character Stan running through the parking lot again. And in the video, the parking lot's empty, but in this version, the parking lot has all these cars in there. But I didn't like the way it looked, so I ditched that one. Then there's all kinds of different variations of different parts of the video. Like here's a clip of this guy's beckoning him to come through, and the shadow, instead of doing what it's supposed to do, it's like waving at him, and then it walks right through the dragon. So I'm like, that's not right. I don't want that to happen. So that happens a lot, like when you're making these videos. So you have to make so many variations and then pick the ones that you think are working the best. So it costs it depends on how long the clip is, but about a 15-second clip, which I'm able to make now at 2K resolution. That costs around 600 credits. So I think on Kling, if I go back, had 675 credits. So I could make one 15-second clip right now, which is not enough. And I'm making all my clips without audio because, like, down here you can turn the audio off, and you can change the duration of the clip. I can input start frames and end frames, and then you can upload those. And I can also change the model. So the models are a whole bunch of different models in OpenArt. For some of the earlier models like Kling 2.6, Kling 1 is in there even. And then there's some cheaper stuff, like if you want to just use cheaper things like Minimax. This one is pretty cheap in credits, but the quality sucks. Veo 3 is really good for high realism and stuff like that, but it also costs a lot of credits. And I'm finding that Kling Omni and Kling 3.0 are as good as Veo 3, so I just pretty much use that. Seed Dance can be good for certain things as well. And then I never use anything else in here. So there's a lot of different models, but I pretty much stick to Kling 3.0 and sometimes Kling 2.6. So those are the ones I use to create all the clips. And it's pretty easy. Like if I wanted to make this, I can upload. So if I wanted to make a video right now, I don't have enough credits, but anyway, if I wanted to make a video, I can go into my history and I could say, okay, I want this to be the first frame, and I want this to be the last frame. So you can see the video is going to go from that to that. And I specify how long I want that to be. So it's going to take 10 seconds to go from here to here. So something's got to happen in there. Look, his chair changes color. So that's probably not a good 2 frames to use. But I would type in here, like, what I want them to do. So, it'd be a description of what these characters are doing, what the camera is doing, anything else I want to have happen. You can also put in stuff like mood. And if you're looking for tips on how to do these prompts, being as simple as possible gets you the best results. There's some people out there who say, oh no, you need a giant paragraph describing everything in detail. I have done that, and I find you get really shitty results. And very unpredictable results, because the AI video generator reads every single one of your words and tries to interpret them in a visual form. So if you mistake one word or say something in an ambiguous way, it's just going to interpret it any way it wants. So it's better to be really simple. I do stuff like man puts arm on chair, man stands up, man looks at sky, man looks at the ocean and then sits down, and then stuff like that. So it's so simple that you get fewer mistakes that way. Usually I can get the clip I want within 2 or 3 attempts rather than 10 or something like that, which would waste so many credits. There's options on some of these things, like you can go in Veo 3, I think, where you can click on, and I can say I want to make a 4K image, like a video clip. That is an absolute waste of credits. You can see right now I'm on how many seconds are it? 8-second clip. It's 800 seconds to do a 4K clip. And no one on the internet can tell the difference on 4K or not 4K. So unless you're making a movie for the big screen, don't bother. Just stick to 1080p. And then you can see how cheap it is there. Now it's down to 280 credits. That's on Veo 3. But if you go in Kling 3.0, I just leave it on 1080 and go with that. And sometimes I have sound on, sound off, and you can change the duration. You can see here with sound off, it's 525 credits for 15 seconds. If I turn the sound on, it goes to 600 credits. And the sound that it creates, it's good at sound effects and stuff, but vocals and talking in the videos can be pretty suspect. So we're not there yet for that. So I think that's enough about this program. This one's OpenArt, and you can play around with that yourself. You have to pay to use it. So it's as cheap as like, I think $15 or a month or something like that to a little more. I pay for a little more because I know I wanted to learn it and play with it, and I want to become an expert at it for my business, which I can have clients who might want me to make videos for them. We are in Premiere Pro, and I just want to show you how I make these videos. If you are not a Premiere Pro user, I would never recommend this program to anyone. I have been using it for years, and I'm still, like, I'm good at it, I guess, but I still find it the most difficult program to use. Everything is in the dumbest locations. It's hard to scroll around. Like, if you want to just move around on your timeline and all that stuff, it does weird things. It's difficult, but you can, I'm used to it, so I use it. I would say use anything else. Anything else is probably better. So now on my screen, you can see that these are all the clips that I used in the actual final video, and they're all numbered from 1 to 32. And there are a few in here that I didn't actually use. Like here's 16. I didn't use that one because I ended up replacing it. But sometimes I got 16A there, which is the new one. But these are the clips that I use in the video, and they show up over here in your little bucket that you can put them all down in your timeline. You'll see in my timeline, I've got some other things in here. There's like lightning, a portal, anime sound explosion, nuclear explosion sound, thunder. And that's because like on the video itself, like the AI can make the sequences that I want, and I can edit all that together. But I also want to do stuff like put titles in the video, and I want to have some sound effects. So if I do this, you can hear like the beginning opening part, and then the song starts. But I put that thunder sound in there to go with the imagery so that you get, so the viewer would be put into the scenario, right? And then in some cases, you know, I might throw in some special effects. Like here's the part I was talking about where I might replace this part with a new sequence. So maybe when you watch the video, this part will be different. But right now they got these additional effects that sit on top of the video up here and here. And then I can like have them kind of look like they're, woo! So their faces are changing because they're, you know, becoming different people, and they're blah, blah, blah. So then, you know, you just put all the sequences together, do all the fades. And one thing that I've gotten way better at is, you know, find a good one for you, is like right at the very beginning of the video, you'll see, if you watch the timeline right down here, you'll see that there's a seam in between these two frames. But we'll play it, and when you see it go by, you will barely notice it. So here we go. So there's a seam there. So you can see that a very tiny bit. There's some that are like flawless, which I'm very happy with. This one, maybe this one. Yeah, so you can't tell that was a seam there. Here's another one. It's pretty cool. So you can see the seam is right here, and you can't tell at all. It's worked perfect. So this video has a bunch of edits like that where the frames allow me to do way longer than 15 seconds in the scene. And then it's seamlessly put together, so it's a little bit more like the way a movie would be made. So that was a long video, and And I think I just really wanted to convey how much work goes into actually creating something like this. I know a lot of people kind of feel like, oh, you made it with AI and you just kind of click the button, put the song in, click a button, and it spits it all out. It's not like that at all. It is a huge amount of work and thinking behind there. And the parts that I can't do is I don't have a big production studio, I don't have actors, and I don't have fancy virtual production equipment and stuff like that that they might have at a fancy studio. So I have to do it any way I can, by myself in this room. And so this is a really good solution, and I'm really happy with it. And I know that the best results come from when you merge reality with some AI generated imagery and sequences so that they kind of fit together perfectly and help you kind of tell your story. Because if it's all AI, it looks kind of goofy, but if it's a little bit of both, it's really good. So the AI just becomes a tool in the toolbox, and I believe that as the technology gets even better, it is going to just completely change the way that every one of us is able to tell our stories. If you can think of it in your mind, you will be able to put it into video form or any other form for that matter and share it with other people. So if you watched this video all the way to the end, I want to thank you for your dedication and support to small artists like me and all the others out there that are making their own music and their own videos. It's a passion that we cannot stop. So thanks again for watching. So you're going to be able to go on YouTube and you're going to be able to watch Tune In My Love, the full video. It should be up very, very soon. Thanks a lot.